Progress has been made. We have our 2 pillars up. Number 1 is here. Beautiful bit of brickwork. And then our second pillar is here, which will brace, which will form part of the brace of this upright steel there. It'll all be bolted in together. So tomorrow we'll be putting pad stones on top, and then hopefully get this steel in tomorrow as well. Also pad stones in there, sort this column out here as well, pad stones on there for these 3 steels, so there's actually 3 there. We've got 2 skins of brickwork, 9-inch wall, and we've also got a chimney breast there to support as well, hence the 3 steels. Obviously it's a bit overkill, but that's what we need to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now. We've marked out where all our upright steels are going to go across here. It does look a bit, probably on your screen, looks a little bit wobbly, but there is actually a line in the middle of there which we can see, which will be our reference point for drilling the holes. As you can see, we've started a few there already. We'll get them blown out in the morning and start resin fixing the bolts in for that. That is about it for now. We'll check back in tomorrow with some more stuff for you. See you later. Three, 2, 1, up. So as you've seen, we've got the main steel in. There she is, finally she's in. It took a bit of work, but we've got it there. We've actually managed to use this steel as well to level this floor out, because before it was on a bit of a funny angle. So we've managed to get all the joists into the webbing of the steel and then jack that up there, so this is all nice and level throughout. So I think it saves a lot of work further down the line. We've got our 2 other steels in here as well. We need some of this pipe work which is along here to be moved, because this steel is higher than it originally was. So this pipe work which ran through before was fine, but no longer. It needs to be moved now, so we can get the last steel in here, just there. Alex is about to get up and start bricking up here, filling all these holes, which will mean then we can take all these acros out and then we can start taking the floor out. Oh yeah, one last thing. Hi Pete. So yeah, we're making good progress, as you can see. I'll keep you posted with all the latest updates. See you soon. Morning guys, we're on site today at Leamington and we are ready to start taking these needles out at last. As you can see, Alex has been hard at work. He's filled in all the spaces above the steel, which means now all these needles which are in here can all come out, which will give us loads more room and also means the job is progressing really well. So Alex is going to carry on around here today, get these all in so that we can take the rest of these needles out. Also today we're going to be working on getting this framework up. It's important to make sure it's all square and nice and true, so what we're doing is we're going to set it all out nicely first, bolt it all together, prop it up, and then make sure we're in exactly the right place, and then it'll all be fixed into the floor all nicely. I'll set up a time lapse so you can watch us throughout the day and check back with me later. So, thought I'd take a second out from the time lapse just to show you exactly what we're doing and how we've set everything out. Like I mentioned before, it's really important that we get this all perfectly square, because when we come to fit all these steels, they need to line up perfectly for where the frames are going to go in between, because there's going to be a lot of glass which is going to carry in between here. If they're not right, it's not going to work well. So we're going to end up with problems further down the road. So what we've done, as you can see down here, we've got everything lined out ready. So this is our square point here, okay? Our steel is set in here, which is obviously not going to go anywhere, so we need to ensure now that everything here is perfectly lined through, not twisted whatsoever. So to do this, first of all, we strung a line from the wall, because the extension is going to run from this point here, okay, and it's going to run straight down that line. Then what we've done is we've measured back in off our lines to get all our datum points, yeah, and then we've carried this through to here. Then when we've got along here, we've got our other line, we've measured our distance, our overall distance of the extension from the wall down there to this point here, where this string line is. Okay, and then we've used something which is known as the 3-4-5 method. It's quite straightforward and easy to use. It's a really great way of finding out if something's square. Basically what you do is, you find your corner point, which is here, yeah, and then you measure 3 foot to a point over there, okay? So we've got our pencil mark just over there at the end of the tape. That's our 3 foot. Then we measure 4 foot across this line. Okay, so to our pencil mark there is 4 foot to this corner here. Okay. Then what we do is we take our tape, and then we need to measure, you guessed it, 5 foot. Hence 3, 4, 5. We're off that point there to this point here, and we, if our tape measures straight, we are exactly 5 foot. That way we know then we have a perfect right angle in this corner, yeah, and we know that everything's going to be nice and square working from that. With the 3-4-5 method, you can use feet, you can use meters, you can use millimeters. It's going to work so long as you stick to the 3 one side, 4 one side, and then 5 across the longer side. You're always going to make sure you've got a right angle. Then we know that our brickwork needs to sit 15 mil off the face of this lintel. Okay, so we've measured that. We've then plumb bobbed down to here. As you can see, it's swinging around a bit at the minute, but that is bang on the line where we need it to be. And then we'll do the same. We'll repeat the process over here with a brick on this edge, yeah, with the same overhang, and then we'll plumb bob down to here, to this line. We know these lines that we set out on the floor are perfectly square and exactly where we need it to be. And then what we'll do is we'll just adjust this steel to suit. So if it needs to be tweaked over slightly, we can do that, and then we can continue with our post then, because we know that this point here and here is bang on where we need it to be. Because what eventually is going to happen, this is going to be a door which is going to open up around this corner. So from this point here, the door will come around, go down there, and then the whole thing will open up completely like this. So the whole corner of the house will be exposed. So like I said, it's important we get that bang on. So what we'll do is, I'll set the time lapse back up, and you can see the rest of the process. See you later.
You see the sway on the plumb bob?
Yeah.
So you got a sway of about 7 mil on either side, so you know the line's going to be in the centre when you settle the plumb bob. So look now, you see that's good?
It's bang on that,
That's great.
It? Yeah.
Brilliant. So we put another timber now down from here, lock it in there, and then put a brace across here to obviously then allow us then to keep this nice and rigid and solid. So we can then plumb down here to then get our next steel punted.
Hi guys, it's Monday morning and we're back to it. So, a lot has happened, as I'm sure you've seen along the way. We've got all these needles out and all the brickwork in because this beautiful steel is in place now, which means the site is a lot safer, a lot easier to work around. We've also got this steel in, well, these steels, sorry, in around here. And again, that's all bricked up nicely, so everything's nice and safe now. We're starting to get the framework in for the extension, which is all here, as you can see. It's all temporarily bolted into the ground. We need to make sure these are all plumb and level, and then we can crack on with that. That's our job for today. And then next we'll be knocking out the floor inside.